So I was on Skype this morning talking to two friends who are coming to Japan pretty soon. As they're walking through the list of things they want to do, I'm like, that's closed, I'm pretty sure that's closed, and which inevitably led me down the rabbit hole of looking at other stuff that's closed, and it's a lot. And I thought it might be nice to share it with you guys, so here we go. Disclaimer right at the beginning, because of the nature of this video, I'm not going to monetize it or anything. I just want to do something maybe a little informative, a touch fun, and we're going to kind of do this together. I'm gonna look it up as we go. It turns out it's like all of Japan is closed at the moment. Obviously that's not the case, but it really does feel like that. The first hint I got of this was when I heard Japan's Prime Minister encouraged all the schools to shut down. That's already been talked about and covered. I'll link a podcast down below. But with the school closure, you had all these young kids going, oh, I'm gonna go to Disneyland because school's closed. No, you're not. Because Disney's closed. Both Disneyland and Disney Sea have just completely, they're like, no, we're not doing it. We're just closing our doors. You're not getting in. In fact, in Tokyo Station right now, there are announcements running talking about the Disney closures as well as a couple others in the area. And Disney's not the only amusement park that's closed their doors. Pretty much I believe all the amusement parks have closed their doors. Fuji-Q Highland has closed their doors. The Robot Restaurant has closed their doors. And at the heartbreak of many, yes, the Ghibli Museum has closed their doors. I wonder if there's dates. Let's take a peek and see if there's dates. All right, I found a notice. Right here it says February 25th to March 17th, 2020. Tickets can be refunded, but those tickets are incredibly difficult to get in the first place. So if you were impacted by that, I'm sorry to hear that. Looks like pretty much every single museum, space, art gallery, you name it, is closed. I found an article here that I will link down below that fully lists all the museum closures and whatnot, but it makes sense because a few days ago I saw saying that indoor spaces are the areas where the virus is most likely to get passed from person to person, which makes sense with closed quarters and stagnant air and touching stuff and whatnot. In fact, most of the gyms in and around Tokyo, as well as sports centers, have just been shut down. And honestly, gyms would be even worse because it's not just the closed quarters, it's the touching of the equipment and But it's not just indoor things being closed. In fact, one of the things that caught my attention with all of this is articles coming out saying that they are canceling some of the cherry blossom festivals. And obviously, no, this doesn't mean you can't still go and see the cherry blossoms, but they are going to be making changes. It's not like they're going to go to the park and individually wrap each one of the cherry blossoms so that you can't see. That's not gonna happen. But looking a little deeper at what it actually means, it means that the things that make the cherry blossom festivals a festival, like food vendors being outside or the light up of the cherry blossoms at night, all of that is going to be removed. People tend to lay out tarps and gather with their friends. It'd be interesting to see if they're still going to let people just do hanami sitting right there in the park, or if they're going to stop those as well. You can obviously still go to places like Ueno Park or along the Nakamura River. I've always been an advocate of the lesser crowded spots anyway, so I'll leave a video up here about 3 hidden spots that are usually just empty. It was honestly surprising to see the news of the Sakura festivals being cancelled coming out, because Tokyo still went ahead with the Tokyo Marathon. Albeit they did adjust so that it was pro athletes only, which made the marathon a lot smaller than it usually is, but oh boy, did Japan take flack from China for that one. It seems Chinese netizens were not particularly impressed that among everything going on right now that Japan's still just like, oh, we're gonna do the Tokyo Marathon. But looking at the website that I linked down below, it seems the majority of the cancellations are only until like mid-March at this point. Who knows? By the time you watch this, it could have been extended, it could have been completely changed. Some events will still be going on, just held behind closed doors, like the sumo tournament, which is a great thing to see if you ever have a chance to go see sumo, is gonna be held behind closed doors for the first time since I think like 1945. So if you're hoping to catch a live sumo match, I'm sorry, but you're out of luck. I think they're doing the same thing with all professional baseball matches as well. It says here until March 15th anyway. Never gone to a baseball game in Japan. This obviously doesn't mean that you can't enjoy a trip to Japan right now. If you're anything like me, you'll get the most enjoyment out of just exploring the back streets and finding hidden little stuff, the temples, the shrines, all these hidden nooks and crannies that are around Tokyo. This just gives you one more excuse to explore and find stuff that you otherwise may not have time to find because you'd be going to all these places that are now closed. If the weather's nice, I'd even take it as an opportunity just to avoid public transportation altogether. Rent yourself a bicycle, explore the city. So many of the hidden secrets and spots that I have shared right here on this channel with you have been simply found by exploring the back streets early in the morning or late at night when things aren't open. But I am going to link some of these articles and websites and whatnot in the description box down below so that you have a chance to check them. Obviously, the situation is really fluid and keeps changing, but I wanted to put a little bit of a PSA out there just to say, hey, it is not business as usual here in Japan right now. There are still lots of people on the streets, trains still get crowded, lots of people still going to work, and a lot of people are still coming on their Japan trip. And whether you are one of those people or just somebody who is curious about the situation, I wanted to put this together and share it with you. Either way, I'm glad we got this time together. Make sure you stay healthy, keep those hands clean, and you guys know I will see you again real soon. Alright, I think a lot of people have probably clicked off the video by this point, so this gives us a chance to hang out. The people who stick around for these, you are my favorite people in the world. Ooh, boy. I think I'm just gonna start hiding little secrets in these like blooper roll sections at the end of the video. And by the way, there were bloopers. It was really windy outside today, very distracting. But if you're gonna be here, you can still and go. Still and go. Could you see to my face? I was like irritated with myself for saying still and go. You can still and go. You can still and go to Ueno Park. That's what you... I should just retire right now. Just call it a day. This is why I don't record first thing in the morning. The sumo tournament is gonna be... Come on. All right. All right, we're gonna just restart this whole clip. Speaking of hiding little things in these videos, if you're not a part of the notification squad, it's totally up to you, but I would recommend turning on those notifications, at least for 2020. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Fun fact, I know this shelf looks all business, but it's not. This entire box right here is opening that was a terrible idea. Back in like 2009, 2010, there was a shop that had a huge going out of business sale and it was like all Nerf stuff. I stocked up on all my, I've got so much. And then when I went back to Canada at the end of last year, I was persuaded into getting into the Nerf Rival series, so. Okay, back. Alright, I have just been playing around, talking to you guys for the last little while. I should actually wrap this up and put this video together. 2020 is, we're gonna have a lot of fun this year. I'll see you guys soon.